Alright, so... found out quite a bit. But we know that Curtis is not the one who did it. I'm pretty sure it's Eric. Because of the badge and stuff. I think. But I do want to go maybe to the brick and see if I can get in there. I don't think I can. And I want to try out... well, I haven't... no, okay, it doesn't work. I haven't found out the code yet, which is a problem. Thing is, do I have to know the code or do I have to finish the case first? That's the thing. I don't think he gave me any more important information that could be used to crack the code. So... it's a 4-digit PIN. I mean, we could just try out every possible solution, right? It's not that many. Like, it's many, but it's not that many. We can go through all of them. It's a limited number, let's say it like that. Wait, is this the... no, maintenance room. I think I will just try those. Hopefully it doesn't block or something. After a few misses. Alright, let's try it out. First one. 7. 7. 9. 5. Pin wrong, of course. What about 6? 8. Correct! That was fast.
I entered the pin and held my breath. After a moment, the lock screen made way to an unfamiliar, rudimentary interface. There it all was, in white letters on a black background. A plot to radically change life on the Zephyr forever. My eyes widened as I read on and realized that something resembling a coup was imminent. The senders were using code names, and I had no idea who any of them were, except for one, the leader of the entire operation. I am staying in the chief's bunk, she had written.
Ava? Oh.
I was blind with anger. Not because she was sabotaging the mission. I felt a deep sense of personal betrayal. All I could think was that our entire relationship must have been a charade, that she had been trying to get close to me in order to convert me, or spy on me, or get me out of the way easily once the time was right. I didn't report to the captain or my sergeants. This was between me and her.
Okay, let's get this over with. Ava. Stella, didn't hear you coming. Are you okay? You look upset. Stop feigning concern. Fucking stop. You never really gave a shit, did you? What's going on, Stella? You're just trying to get close to me. How long have you been planning this? Oh, years? Has it been years? Stella, our personal relationship has nothing to do with... Stop. Teacher Ava, I'm placing you under arrest for gross violation of the Codex. You're being charged with systematically undermining key objectives of the mission by stoking unrest in the population. It's not too late to pick a side, Stella. You're the head of the whole executive branch on this ship. The monopoly on violence is all yours. Stop. If you tell people to give up their weapons, they will. You're making it worse for yourself. All I want is to make it better for everyone. No single person should have the power you have. It doesn't feel like a burden at times. As things stand, nobody can free you from it but yourself. Stop. Enough. I'm going to ask you something really important, and you have to be honest with me. How do we get the Zephyr back on its course? What? The course changed. How do we undo it? Can you let the navigators back into their system? Okay, I know you won't believe this, but neither I nor any of my people have the slightest idea who hacked the navigation. What? Bullshit. I told you that you wouldn't believe me. Our whole aim is to democratize the way things work on the ship. We want to hold votes on major decisions like this. The hacker imposed their own will in a way that goes against our core principles. I hate that you are making sense right now. Is there any way you can help us find the culprit within the next few hours? You seem to have your own network going. Maybe somebody knows something. We've already been trying to work this out ourselves, unsuccessfully. Okay, here's what's going to happen. I'll have you escorted to the captain. She's on the bridge. The enforcers will be permitted to use deadly force if you try to do something stupid. You understand me? Yes. The jig is up. Go to the captain and tell her everything you know. I will join you shortly. Find a hacker first. We're running out of time. Stella, are you sure? I'm sure. Go. Alright. Found out that person. I mean, she's not wrong in that they want to have something to say. I mean, it's just a small number on the ship, right? So democracy could work. Democracy. But yeah. And I also don't think we should change course. I mean, if there's so many people who are like unhappy, then I don't think we will reach the other planet anyway. So isn't it better to... I mean, we could do a final vote on this, but isn't it better to go to the new planet so everyone is happy? Except for Talia, maybe? Alright, we have to find the big hacker. And it should be Eric. I don't really know who else it could be. It could be because he wants to save his son. Right? That's pretty, like a good argument for him being the one. I can't really find the one evidence point that points towards... Well, okay, no, there isn't it? Or isn't it? Just it has to be Eric. So, I have no other choice but to say, Eric, where are you? There you are. It should be him. I hope that's right. Submit. I mean, here's the knowledge. This is it. Eric. Makes so much sense. Solve all cases correctly. Oh yeah, I got my achievement. I have to go find him fast and bring him to the bridge. Time to confront Ava as well. She and the captain must have had an interesting talk already.
In the final hour before things came to a head, you could cut the tension in the command area with a knife. The crew knew that there was very little time left to save the mission. The population, meanwhile, knew barely anything at all, which understandably upset them. By now, Talia had ordered a partial lockdown of the ship for fear of intervention. It was an unprecedented move, a drastic decision even by her standards. She barely even seemed to trust the crew around her. It was somewhat understandable, but I couldn't help but feel that she had some responsibility for her predicament. She had increasingly avoided direct communication with the general population for a long time, and now she was afraid they would make their voices heard no matter what. She was probably aware of the bitter irony herself.
Yeah, I don't think we can change anything. Like... Wait, what is my son doing here? I have no idea. Oh, we see a hostage? Navigator Eric. We've known each other for decades. We stepped foot on the ship together. I never imagined you could betray us all like this. And betray yourself. You accepted the same mission as everybody here, after all. What is my son doing here? He's the reason, isn't he? His condition. Once you heard that there was a chance of planetary life for him, you took it. Oh, don't kill him, Talia. You don't want that, but you chose for all of us, not just him. Some of us care about our children, Captain. Ooh, burn. Tread lightly. Take him to the brick, Bodo. With pleasure. Wait, what about undoing the hack? I thought we needed him. I thought so too, but Navigator Joseph was able to regain control over the system just a moment ago. We can correct our course as soon as it is done rebooting. No, please, Joseph, you are killing my son. Eric. Ooh. Your son wants to serve the mission, as a matter of fact. He literally won't be able to. He will die before he even completes his training. He told me he didn't want to sabotage us. Isn't that right, Assistant Navigator Elliot? Oh, you're very manipulative. Yes, Captain. He's a child. He doesn't fully understand what all this means, and you damn well know it. I merely asked him what he wanted. For the first time in your life, you raging hypocrite. Shut up and move. Now, Teacher Ava, do you have any idea of the damage you've done to our shared goals? Who is us? I think you still overestimate the social cohesion on the ship. Who else is part of your little club? Almost everyone, maybe? You could have met them all right now if you hadn't taken my PDA away. What do you mean? What were you planning? What do you want? You saw the letter I sent to Louise, didn't you? That should have given you an idea of what we want. More democracy? In the long term, yes. But let's start out with something very concrete. We know about Otis B. We demand a vote. Let the people decide where they want to go. Everybody cast their vote long ago when they set foot on the ship. I was born on the ship. I never voted for anything. Did you, Stella? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Sure, would like to have some agency over your own life for once. Ava, not like this. Don't be naive, Stella. There's no other way to affect real change. The ethics committee was informed of our concerns time and time again, but of course they fell on deaf ears. Maybe not all of us want the parent's job. Maybe not all of us want a child at 35. And maybe not all of us want to die out here. I know I can't force you to do anything, but I'm asking, I'm begging. Please stop forcing us to. Let the people decide. You alone are in control of the situation here, Stella. The executive branch is all yours, for better or worse. Make the right choice, tell your people to stand down. Chief, listen to me, this mission is so much bigger than all of us here. Billions of people already cast a vote. They entrusted us with this responsibility, this incredible privilege to serve humanity. It is not up to you or me, or even all of us put together to abandon it. We are not abandoning anything, we're putting the mission's target planet up to a vote. It's simply not up to us. The codex states clearly that betraying the mission or not is not a choice anyone is authorized to make. I'm able to strip you of your powers immediately if you directly jeopardize mission success. Do you hear this, Stella? What good is your post if it can be stripped away at will by a single person? I need to think. Start the vote, I know you want to. I know you haven't been happy in a long time. This is your first step towards. Is this why you've been trying to get close to me? And Louise too? Just to manipulate me when the time is right? You've been manipulated your whole life, but not by me or Louise. I swear I genuinely like you, Stella. She's still trying to manipulate you, Chief. Yeah, you as well. You cannot let your emotions get the better of you. What is it going to be? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think, let's think about this logically. If there are so many people unhappy, then we won't reach the planet anyway, because there will be like a revolt or something. And if they have some new technology in which they can be faster, like they can reach a planet faster, right? Then that means that they can just build a new ship and then even arrive on the Zephyr planet faster than we can right now. So isn't it better to go to the new like the Otis B planet? That's my logic. So I think we hold a vote. I'm being manipulated right now, right? I'm still worried about what her mother, what she said about this all. There's something going on, and I don't think, I don't know if it was about Otis B, or if it was maybe some kind of test maybe by Earth to see if we can follow the mission or not, right? So maybe they want us to see if we follow orders until the end. Oh god, that could also be. Oh no, I don't know. Okay. I mean, it's not my decision. If I just say we vote, and like, if Talia is right and everyone wants to complete the mission, then that means we would still vote to go to Zephyr, right? So I think we hold a vote. We have to hold a vote. I'm the Democrat achievement. Chief, with all due respect, how else do you expect us to go forward? We continue to be trapped on the ship together. Do you want to turn the residential area into a second brick? She's right, Dad. We should get a broadcast out. Let's get it started, we don't have much time. Alright. I hope that was right. The wording of this broadcast is going to play a huge role in how people vote. Oh god, it's still continuing? I thought I could just watch the ending now. What a democratic thing to say. I'm not advocating for manipulation, quite the opposite. That is why I wanted all of us to be here and discuss it together. We have to make it quick, the navigators are standing by. We haven't touched the controls yet, but we have no more than an hour left until the fuel is depleted. People don't even know about Otis yet. I'm still processing it myself and I've known for weeks now. How did you find out anyway? That doesn't matter now, I'll tell you after all this is over. I agree it's a lot to take in and base an important decision on, but there's nothing we can do about that. Democracy isn't perfect, we have to trust the people to do the right thing. Because that's never turned out to be a terrible idea. Aren't you a history teacher? We hold a vote, that's final. What do we need to discuss? We're going to need a paragraph about Otis B and the new terraforming technology, as well as one informing everyone about our agreement. The people need to know that crew is on board with this course of action and will honor the vote. Fine. How are people going to cast their votes? Some foolproof and anonymous system would be best, but I suggest we use PDA messages. We should read and evaluate them together as they come in. Can we use your PDA for that, Stella? Mine? Sure. Is there anything else you want to include in the broadcast? If I tell them about the iris, is that going to influence them? Like, do they want to meet new people? Oh god. But it's still the truth. Like, I want to be as transparent as possible. What to do? Tell them or not? Tell them or not? Let's see, what could happen? If I tell them about the iris, then surely the people want to go to Otis B. Like, I'm influencing them to go to Otis B right away, right? Because they want to meet new people. So it's not a decision made like thoroughly. Let's put it like that. So I'm going to keep quiet. No, sounds complete to me. Let's go get to it then. Oh god, please. Navigator. I mean, that would have been too much information anyway, so I don't think in 1 hour they can put everything together. Navigator Joseph, we have tallied the votes. Everybody ready for the results? What's it going to be, Chief? The people want to carry on with the mission. We're going to Eurus D. Oh, it's not Zephyr? Was the ship called Zephyr? It doesn't matter. You knew what I was talking about, right? The new planet. The old planet. Are you ready for the course correction? Yes, Chief. Nolia, are you ready? I am, Dad. Everybody, brace yourselves. There will be a slight shift in gravity in 3, 2, 1. Oh god, is Talia going to kill us now? You called for me, Captain? Uh-oh, I did. Thank you for coming. I wanted to talk to you ahead of tomorrow's big ethics committee session. No matter the outcome, we have some things to settle between the two of us. About the iris. I trust that her existence remains our secret. Yes, Captain? Anyway, I always knew that introducing voting on anything would be the downfall of the whole system. Democracy is a nice luxury that we cannot afford on the Zephyr. Some situations call for strict hierarchies, and the mission is one of them. We signed away our voting rights when we started it. Well, I mean, the ones born there didn't start anything. That's easy to say for the person at the top, who actually did make the decision to be here, unlike many of us.
When you're all stuck in a place together, how do you judge or punish your fellow captives? And after a period of turmoil and unrest, Who even judges whom in the end? The people who happen to come out on top certainly aren't innocent either. The ethics committee struggled with this problem and decided early on that there wouldn't be any severe punishments such as lengthy prison sentences. Of course, pretending that nothing happened wasn't an option either. We had to strike a balance to keep our little society somewhat functional. It took us months to work through all the accusations and evidence. Between certain individuals, some residual animosity can still be felt to this day. There was a long debate about whether Eric's decision to divert the ship's course was selfish or selfless. Everybody believed his claim that the power outage had been accidental, but that didn't take away from its catastrophic consequences. 4 people had died, and many more had suffered severe and long-lasting injuries. At least the damages to the ship turned out to be mostly superficial. The ethics committee noted that, regardless of his intent, motive, or state of mind, Eric's actions had been incredibly reckless. He spent the weeks leading up to his sentencing in the brig. The ethics committee revoked his access to the bridge and permanently relegated him to the inner hull. The handling of the dissident group was probably the most complicated part. It seemed like the ship was split right down the middle. Half of us celebrated them as heroes, and the other half wanted to see them punished. The compromise ended up being very light sentences for all participants, considering their generally non-violent approach. To this day, it's not entirely clear who participated in the movement and what their roles were. Ava admitted to having planned the insurrection for over a year. She began her testimony by recounting a late-night conversation at the bar with Geraldo, Michio, and some additional people whose names she wouldn't divulge. She was surprised to be met with universal agreement when she aired her grievances about the Zephyr's rigid social structure. Over the next few months, she went on to formulate a list of demands that slowly morphed into a manifesto for self-determination, which she deemed incompatible with the goals of the mission. She came up with a system to recruit allies without leaving a trace on the Zephyr's networks, which we stumbled upon when the letter in the inner hull was discovered. At that point, the movement and its talking points had already gained a lot of support in the general population. Taking the server online and sending out a mass broadcast on arrival day was meant to bring public pressure to a boiling point. However, the plan was delayed when the power outage occurred on that same day through sheer coincidence. Ava and her accomplices had no knowledge of the hack or its intended purpose. When they looked into it through their network, Noelia quickly cracked and revealed the truth about Otis B. The group then devised the plan of putting the course change to a vote and allow the people, as they put it, to be the masters of their own destiny. In a last-ditch attempt to force the vote, they made the decision to storm the bridge and stall the course correction. I was thoroughly questioned about my role in the whole ordeal. Leona was on the ethics committee at the time. She spoke out for me every chance she got. I think she really appreciated that I had sided with her about the painkillers for her pet. Captain Talia filed a complaint against me for defying her order to arrest Joseph. I stood by my decision, and the matter was ultimately dropped. The ethics committee argued that the situation was complex, and that Joseph turned out not to be a threat to anyone after I let him go. The main charge against me was the use of excessive force against Michio, resulting in his death. Our final encounter haunts me to this day. I'll never forget the way he collapsed, the endless amounts of blood spilling out onto the floor. I immediately rushed to provide first aid, but as soon as I saw his blank eyes staring back at me, I knew there was nothing I could do. My memory of the following hour or two is still very fuzzy. I know I called Paul and just sat there until he arrived. Someone brought me to my bunk and helped me wash off the blood. Then I fell asleep on my bed for a while. Even though he attacked me first, I fully blame myself for Michio's death. I kept thinking about alternative ways the whole thing could have played out. The ethics committee ultimately ruled that I shot him in self-defense. I didn't receive any formal punishment, which left me with mixed feelings. Sometimes I question whether I should continue doing these recordings. They're explicitly meant for a time when I'm long dead. I think I'm just trying to take part in the future in some minuscule way. I never got to see Eurostea myself, but at least someone who will remembers me.
And that's the end. Who's Tatya? Is it a daughter? Ace. Tatya? Tatya? Are you up? What is it, Dad? Can I come in? Sure. They're about to start up the engine. If you want to be there for it, we need to head to the bridge now. I'll be right out. How long will it take to slow down? A couple of days for this maneuver. Then another week or so until we orbit USD. Wow. The engine was last turned on 100 years ago, right? At least that's the last time the ship performed the maneuver. You listened to Grandma's recordings, huh? Grandma? Okay. She really wanted to see Eurus for herself. She also really wanted me to see it. Well, she's about to get her wish. Damn right she is. Let's go. That's it. Chichi is still alive, somehow. Maybe it's another door. But yeah, I was certain that the people would vote to go to the other planet. But, I mean, they voted, so that's it, I guess. I wonder what the ending is when you choose to go to the other planet. Oh, I have to look it up. I mean, playing through everything again, I don't know if I could do that. Just missing everything, maybe. What did I do? Your story. You reached ending number 26640. Case is cracked out of 10. 10, of course. Optional encounters discovered 20. Dissidents apprehended out of 4. 4. Clues collected 124. Scans triggered. I triggered it 767 times? What? Talia was the Zephyr's captain in the end. Oh. She can also not be captain? The Zephyr ended up fulfilling its mission. Gigi returned to her home. You found out who hacked the Zephyr's navigation. You found the leader of the dissident group. You found the person responsible for William's death. Thank you for playing. We really appreciate your decision to spend your time on the Zephyr. If you enjoyed the journey, please consider leaving a review. Yes, and thank you for watching this. I guess this is the end. See you on the next playthrough. Bye bye!